Hey y'all, it's Trent Moore back here again. I know what you're probably thinking. Yeah, sorry for a little bit of shakiness right there. It's the table. But you're probably thinking, Trent, what's up with the shades? You know, me personally, I don't have the best eyes. You know, I can see I do have very healthy eyes, but I just need to protect my eyes. It's something I've been told by, my eye doctor. And you should protect your eyes as well. Even if you may not have the healthiest eyes, or if you do have the healthiest eyes, you need to start wearing shades. You don't want the eyes, to become damaged because of the sunlight and all the light exposure. However, you're probably wondering, Trent, what's going on with the video? Why are you wearing this, Chewbacca hoodie and all this? Well, it's time for something that we haven't done in a while. It's time for a game talk or a nerd talk. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but nerd talk, game talk. I think mainly it's probably going to be called game talk because this was much more about a game, not necessarily nerdology or the study of nerds or anything like that. But another thing is, look, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. Embrace that. Be proud of it. Embrace it. Okay? But in recent times events, there's been a game that's coming out lately, and you're probably wondering, what are you talking about? Well, Modern Warfare 2. Now, I am an owner of Modern Warfare 2019, and I must say, Modern Warfare was something that I've talked about plenty of times on this channel, and I said at the end of the day, one thing about my conclusion that I've made throughout these years is that really Modern Warfare was the revitalization of the series, but at the same time, it did both positive and negative things for the series as well. And the reality is, with Modern Warfare 2 is already revealing a lot. Even with the gameplay reveal trailer that we got, which really wasn't much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a little hype, it was a little exciting. But the only thing that really bothered me is that we really didn't see anything. Like, if we're being completely honest, we really didn't get a good glimpse of nothing, really. The only people that really got to see something about this game are the YouTubers and all the people that were invited or flown out to, the studios, or the people that were invited to the whole virtual event as well. Those are really the only people that know much about it. But as I'm making this video, Summer Game Fest is also going on as well, and we will be eventually seeing some gameplay, apparently, of Modern Warfare. However, Modern Warfare 2. However, the thing is that really kind of throws me off about this game is that it just seems like a copy and paste so far. And I could be completely wrong, but to me, I kind of feel like the biggest problem with Modern Warfare 2 is going to be the idea of it just being copy and paste, and really the idea of just simply living off of nostalgia, And I feel like that could be a danger zone for Call of Duty. It's just taking old content and trying to recycle it or revitalize it, or make it something new when it isn't really completely something new. We see in recent times past as well with Cold War. Cold War was definitely something that, I mean, it was what it was. It wasn't amazing. The campaign was really good. I didn't actually own Cold War. I only played the free trials. But from playing those free trials, from playing zombies and watching campaign, it wasn't that difficult to really gather anything about that game, and to really understand what it was. But let's be honest, was it the best Treyarch game ever? No. What haven't we seen still? We still haven't seen Black Ops 2 Remastered, but let's be honest, we probably won't ever see that. And that's a big question as well. Why? Why not? When we have something like Modern Warfare 2 becoming Modern Warfare 2 again, it doesn't really make much sense, right? And so what I want to talk about is Modern Warfare 2 is coming out, but what does this mean about Treyarch's next game? And I have some tips, I have some advice, I have some ideas for Treyarch. If you all want to listen to this, you all want to hear me out, I'll really appreciate it. And one thing I want to encourage you all as well, you viewers, is if you're maybe new to the channel, or maybe if you're not, if you're really passionate about Call of Duty or passionate about video games like I am, because I've always loved video games, been a passion of mine. Video game creation is still something that I definitely want to pursue in my life, But it's one of those things that I want to say is simply this. If you have some thoughts, drop them down in the comment section, make a video, direct it towards Treyarch, direct it towards Activision, because at the end of the day, we are living through interesting times when it comes to Call of Duty. It seems like Activision is slowly kind of shortchanging Treyarch year after year, and I'm getting tired of that. Treyarch only had, and I'm trying to think about this, was it a year and a half or was it 2 years? I'm pretty sure it's like a year and a half. And I've talked about this before with other people. I just absolutely hate the treatment that Treyarch has gotten for the past couple years. And I even heard possibly that they might be getting only another 2 years, which is very upsetting. I mean, it's very shocking, to be honest. And I really hope that's not the case. You know, I find it odd that Infinity Ward is the one studio that keeps getting this 3-year cycle. And I think that the only reason why is because of the marketing behind it. They are revitalizing, I'm sorry I keep using that word, but they are simply reimagining Modern Warfare. And so of course they're going to be given probably the most time because they want to dedicate as much energy into making that game as perfect as possible. So it can attract new people, so it can attract old people, however you want to describe it, so it can make at the end of the day a bunch of money, right? This is all business at the end of the day. But what really bothers me as well is that you have a studio like Sledgehammer that failed, and they were still given another chance. Now, me personally, I feel like I understand business pretty well. I have some business knowledge, and people always think that I am a business major in college, but I'm not a business major. But what I want to say is, look, I think it's poor business when you keep giving the same company that keeps failing consecutively and consistently chance after chance after chance. Now, it is people's livelihood, and that matters. People need to make money. They need to live. But I feel like what Activision really should have did in that situation was say, hey, look, what you all need to do, you all need to work with Treyarch, and some of you all need to work with Infinity Ward. And I feel like that would have taken care of everything. I really wish they would have did that. However, it all comes back to who? Treyarch. And what I'm worried about, and this is what also worries me, is that a lot of YouTubers are only worried about Warzone 2 mainly. Why are we so focused on Warzone 2? Why can't we be focused on the next COD? Why can't we be focused on multiplayer at least? Yeah, let me rephrase that. Why can't we just be focused on multiplayer? Because that's what really matters, you know? Single player campaign is going to be great, most likely. I mean, it's kind of difficult to mess that up, you know? Because in the past couple years, the campaign's been pretty solid. Now, I don't know about Vanguard. Vanguard, we all know what that game was. Wasn't that amazing? But Cold War's campaign was pretty well, you know. Modern Warfare's campaign was phenomenal to me. I played it, even played through it a couple other times as far as like playing other missions because I wanted to relive those missions. They were that good, right? But then you have something like zombies. You have stuff like apparently the new DMZ mode or whatever it's called. You know, the new sort of new sort of like game mode that they're coming up with for Modern Warfare 2 apparently. We all know the zombies treatment in Vanguard was terrible. But what I want to say is Modern Warfare, it does almost seem like copy and paste. And I mean, it's getting to that point where, hey, a couple more months, it's going to be time to release. And we're going to know what's going on with this game or not. But what I want to say, as I'm slowly getting the closes in this video out, you know, I want to bring up my ideas for this new Treyarch game. Now, Treyarch, if you all need an intern, if you all just need some help with this game, as far as story development, as far as character development, and multiplayer, I got you all. I've been thinking about this stuff over the past night, over the past couple nights, over the past few, kind of like almost months. And I feel like Treyarch's next game needs to make history. They need to try to make a BO2-esque type of game. Now, Black Ops 2 is my favorite COD of all time. And it's so funny because I tell this story to people all the time. Black Ops 2 was a Call of Duty that I really enjoyed, but the irony of that was that it was a Call of Duty that I really didn't even get to play extensively. I always had to rent BO2 from the Red Box because I never owned the game. And even though I had to do that, I still enjoyed that Call of Duty. It was really fun to me. And through playing that, it still is my favorite COD to this day. And like I said in the beginning, we're probably never going to get a BO2 remaster. So I feel at least you all need to make something that is inspired by BO2. So the next Call of Duty or the next Treyarch Call of Duty game, it needs to be futuristic but with an edge, right? It needs to be futuristic but not overly futuristic. And BO2 captured the essence of that. BO2 said, you know what, let's have a futuristic theme, but let's not make it exo boost and double jump and wall running. They had a simplistic viewpoint, right, at that time. And I feel like that's what Treyarch needs to do again. We need to have a boots to the ground, a very grounded type of gameplay that's futuristic at an edge, nothing that's overly futuristic, right? And that's just the way I feel. And some of the things I've been thinking about when it comes to campaign, we need to have multiple endings again. We need to have multiple decisions again, multiple outcomes again. When it comes to multiplayer, we need to have a simplistic but deep system as well. You know, I know it sounds weird, kind of like simplicity and complexity at the same time. That's what we need in this multiplayer. We need new perks. I think when it comes to the selection of weaponry, I feel like we need to see weapons that we've never seen before. I feel like they need to sort of just revamp weapons in general. Like, for example, if you notice over the past few years, you know, when it comes to like COD, at least in, we'll say Modern Warfare, it's going to be most likely the same weapons that we already saw. I'm already hearing there's another MP5 coming again. But I feel like what Black Ops, whatever they're going to name it, or even if it's not going to be Black Ops, I mean, heck, what I even thought about, instead of calling it Black Ops, create a whole new series with new characters, new weapons, new everything practically, new perks, new game modes. But they need to stick to 6v6 core gameplay. And I feel like a good name would maybe be Special Ops, Call of Duty Special Ops. Or, you know, Call of Duty something that's not just the Black Ops. I don't think we need to see Black Ops again. You know, last time we had Black Ops Cold War. We don't need to see Black Ops again. We don't need to see Woods again, in my opinion. We don't need to see Mason again, in my opinion. We don't need to see, as much as I love them, we don't need to see Adler again. I feel like really this needs to be a total revival of the Treyarch series. And I really feel like they need to just take new characters, new gameplay. They need to create a more realistic looking engine. You know, Cold War didn't look amazing on PS4, I'll admit it. And it didn't really look all that on PS5 either. You know, I feel like they need to almost have like a Modern Warfare approach, but with a Treyarch style. You know, they need to have some type of realistic look, but also that Treyarch vibe as well. You know, and that's kind of hard to describe, but I feel like it needs to be like colorful in a good way. You know, not like overly colorful. It needs to be colorful, but it needs to be dark. It needs to be grim. It needs to be creepy. It needs to be Special Ops. I'm telling you all, like, this next Call of Duty, I have ideas. If you all want me to even break it further down in another video, once I've even taken some time to think more and more about it after seeing Modern Warfare 2's gameplay, I got you all, okay? Let me know in the comment section. But to further build on, like, I've been thinking about new mechanics. We need weather. We need environmental interaction. Now, I think when it comes to doors, we don't need doors in this next game. If anything, if Treyarch really wants to add doors, even though I think doors are kind of a silly mechanic, if they're gonna add doors, okay, what they need to do is make it to the point where once you open the door, it can't be closed, it can't be peeked at, it can't be, look, we don't need any mounting. We don't need none of that, okay? We do not need mounting in a Treyarch game, I promise you. It's gonna ruin the flow. Like I said, this game needs to focus on 6v6 core gameplay when it comes to multiplayer. We don't need, I promise you all. Or if anything, I said this idea. I said, if you really want to include mounting into a Black Ops game, only include it in a game mode like Search and Destroy. Because that's what made Search and Destroy so well and so amazing in Modern Warfare. It felt realistic. It felt like you were really playing Search and Destroy in real life. Like, you could mount on this, you could mount on that. Because think about it. If people were really playing Search and Destroy in real life, wouldn't there be mounting? Yes, there would. Would there be doors opening and closing? Yes, there probably would. And so my thing is, if you really want to include a door mechanic, if you really want to include mounting mechanics in a Treyarch game, only put it in a game mode like Search and Destroy. Hey, we don't need it anywhere else. Just Search and Destroy, and maybe any game mode that's similar to Search and Destroy, right? Sort of like Cyber Attack, how we had in Modern Warfare. But that's how I truly feel. Treyarch, I'm trying to help you out, you know? And I feel like at the end of the day, like I said, when it comes to zombies, that's not really my expertise. I feel like really who you all could listen to is probably, honestly, the zombies YouTubers. They have the best words and the best options on anything. The zombies YouTubers, the zombie community, they are great in that expertise field, and they're great with that. So I think you all could contact them. But I seriously do feel like Activision, we need to really establish the identities. Call of Duty doesn't need to be match and match and match and match. We need to establish identity between these CODs. And that's the way I feel. We shouldn't have Modern Warfare Treyarch Edition, right? We should have Call of Duty Treyarch Edition, Call of Duty Infinity Ward Edition, Call of Duty Sledgehammer, if you all still want to use that company, right? And that's why I've been saying, even when it comes to more multiplayer things, Treyarch, we don't necessarily need specialist abilities anymore. I really don't think we need it. You can keep operators, but specialists, we don't need specialists. Like, the whole specialist abilities, I think they need to take that out in the game. They need to maybe revamp it with a new system, sort of like maybe a new perk system or something that's gonna be new, Considering what we dealt with Cold War, because they didn't have the time to make the game, give them time this time. Give them time this time, Activision, please. And so that's why I say, if anything, what you all need to do for this next Call of Duty, it needs to be a revamping of the whole like Treyarch editions. You know, I really do feel that way, and that's why I say that, hey, Warzone 2, I don't know, if you're gonna do it, you can do it, but don't just make it as we just saw it. You know, don't try to make it too hard in the sense of like merging everything together so perfectly, ... If you all want to do that again, because I called it from the jump, I knew that was gonna happen. But I feel like it's stated what they need to do with this next COD, as far as with Treyarch, they really need to, and I seriously mean this, they need to get rid of specialists. I'm tired of pressing R1 and L1. I'm tired of pressing bumpers. I think everyone's probably tired of pressing bumpers to activate an ability. I really do feel like this is the perfect time to, like I say, revamp Call of Duty for the Treyarch edition. So like I said, those are my thoughts so far, but I probably will come out with another video that explains deeper into what I feel about the whole Treyarch COD and, you know, what they can do with it, because I really do feel like a lot can be done for the, you know, for the better at the end of the day. And so far, those are my thoughts. Treyarch, like I said, hit me up if you need some help. I got you all. Storyline, you know, hey, multiplayer, I got you. But I really do feel like we need, like I said, forget it. I'm gonna make another video and I'm gonna specifically title it for Treyarch, because I really do feel like Treyarch, your next Call of Duty, it's gonna need community advice, I think, you know. And I think Activision really needs to listen up to the community this time. But Trending More back here again. Hope you all enjoyed that game talk. I'll see you all later. Peace.